guys, welcome back to the Blingo Bungalow. So I thought I'd not really filmed a lot. I might put some stuff just on a quick loop so you can see stuff, but I just a bit sum up of the week and what's happened. It's been a busy one. The reason I'm not filming very much, I'm just not an opportunity to. It's been busy, but yeah, I worked with a very interesting school this week. And a bit weird, it sort of tugged at the heartstrings a little bit. So it's a school that was in Coventry, or based in Coventry, had knife crime levels that matched London, and in some postcode exceeded the crime level for London. And it's just, there was one moment this week I was doing a bushcraft session and kept these two lads behind because they were really enjoying it, and they didn't quite achieve what they were needing to, but they really were enjoying it. And I was like, you know what, these lads deserve an extra 15 minutes of just, you know, helping them out and giving them some form of achievement. And the teacher came up to me after, he was like, oh really, thanks for doing that. And you know, and he was like, that's the only praise that they will have got out of the school environment ever. And it really hit home, the fact that some people just don't have a good childhood. They don't have parents that want to encourage and say well done and all of that. I just don't get it. Why don't people want to encourage their kids? And then I started asking a bit about the school and finding out about more. This school had 8 grab bags. So a grab bag is a bag that has a few toys in it, a few clothes, basics of food, a few tinned bits and rice and stuff. And toiletries. They've got 8 of these bags in the school. Last year, all 8 got used at some point. And a grab bag is basically if the police come in and say your family's off to witness protection, or the child's being taken away from their parents, or have to go into hiding almost, then the grab bags are there so that they can sort of survive a few days. And I was like, just how can in 2019 we have a school that actually has provisions for if a kid gets taken away by the police for his or her own protection? It's just really hard to compute. And then I kept speaking to the teacher, and he's saying that they have a breakfast club. A lot of schools have breakfast clubs, it's fairly normal. But their breakfast school has got 160 people that go every day, and to be a part of that breakfast club you have to be referred by a doctor or a social worker. So that's 160 separate children that have been referred by either social services or doctors for a free breakfast because they just won't get it at home. And it just, how can we have such different parts of the country where things are just normal, things are accepted? Like, how can it be acceptable that children at the moment in 2019, 2 hours down the road from where I grew up, can have no breakfast or no praise at home, or might need to go in hiding at the drop of a hat, or they've got prison grade fencing around the whole school. And the school went into lockdown 3 or 4 weeks ago because someone got kneecapped on the road that the school's on. It's just wrong, like, and there's no easy fix. And it's the first group I've ever worked with where I was like, I wish I could just do something. And just, what can you do apart from my job? And I do my job, and hopefully the kids will go away and go, wow, you know what, I remember that. He stayed with me, helped me light my fire, and, there was one girl that fell off a bike really badly, and, worked loads of time with her trying to get her back on a bike and get her riding, and she did really well. And she had quite a horrendous crash out on a bike. And it's just like, I just hope that they remember sort of the experiences I can give them, as well as I remember my first canoe taster session, which eventually led me to wanting to do this as a job. And I just really hope that that is something that, it's quite emotional. I don't usually get emotional over groups. I'm usually like, boom, it's finished, the week's done. But just for kids not to have praise outside of school is just bizarre. Like, how can I know there's rough areas, but you know, like I just don't get how we can have a school where 160 people are referred by a professional for breakfast. How can you be in need of not just one person being referred for breakfast, but 160 people, all probably within the same couple of postcodes, need referring for breakfast? The system's just wrong, and you know, just how can it be happening? I don't really know what I can do to help, but I'd like to, and I don't know what can be done, but I just hope that people know that. I don't know. I spend a lot of time telling children that, and I don't know whether I should or I shouldn't, but I spend a lot of time telling kids that it doesn't matter what situation you grow up in, you make your own life, and just because all you know or what your mum's done or what your dad's done isn't right, it doesn't mean you have to live by that. You've got all the options in the world to change, and without wanting it to be too cliche, I do tell kids that they do make their own lives. There's a lot of rich people out there that have given the kids everything they want, but you know, you can be Joe Bloggs from council estate wherever, you still make something of yourself. If you're not very good at school because you didn't have a parent that could read, like one of the kids this week, one of their parents had to ring up and do a consent form over the phone because the parent didn't know how to read and write. Just like, it's mental. Like, how can people, you know, imagine that, growing up without a parent that could read a book to you, growing up without, you know, just doing all that arty craft and just playing. Like, parents just don't play and just would rather go smoke a joint and have a bloody kind of Stella Artois in the street. You know what I mean? Just how can we be letting this happen as a nation, and how it just hit home? Like, you see it on the news all the time about food banks and that stuff, but like, I'm glad that people help, and I help when I can, and I'm glad that people do, but how can we be in this situation in the country? And I just hope that whatever happens, and I'm not going to get onto the whole debate of what I think, because I think what I think, and you know, but whatever happens in the next few months with Britain, that whoever gets in charge or gets to be Prime Minister, let's hope they secure a bit of, you know, a bit of sort of helping people out and making sure that the country's set up for everyone, not just the few, because it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's so bad. And God help us, there's two particular people, but God help us if Jeremy Hunt or Michael Gove get anywhere near it, because it's their fault we're in this mess at the end of the day. But anyway, that's just me. Alright guys, slightly back on topic this week. I'm on a bushcraft course. I'm going to get a certificate in being competent at bushcraft, so hopefully that'll go smoothly, and I'll take lots of pictures of trees and stuff. But yeah, guys and girls, I got very emotional, but yeah, looking forward to filming some proper stuff again this week. And then I've got all sorts going on. I've got this, and then I'm away on a DV training just for a day in Liverpool. Then I'm down to the Jurassic Coast, got a day off, and then back in Staffordshire, day in Manchester, Three Peaks Challenge, and then Wales. So yeah, it's a bit of a random few weeks. Had an interview today for an outdoor centre up in Scotland that do a lot of January, February and March. Well, all year round they're busy, so that was positive. Just wait for my PVG, should pass it. Can't see why I wouldn't. When that comes through, I'll get given dates. So yeah, full-time freelance, it's working out. Took a lot of effort getting here, but it is working out. Alright guys, keep living the dream, keep enjoying, and hope. Sorry it's so slow getting videos out, sometimes it just takes time. I look forward to speaking to you all again and showing you more interesting stuff. Alrighty, have a lovely, wonderful evening wherever you are, and goodbye.